I'm Nancy Showalter, and you're listening to Spirituality for the Politically Incorrect podcast. Welcome, all radical paradigm shifters and creative change makers. You who dare to create a better life and a better world. Tap into the power that resides within you and use that power for constructive change. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode. I'm so happy to be here with you. I want to talk about these two simple ways that you can reduce stress and overwhelm and find direction when you are looking for direction in your life. We're all experiencing quite unprecedented times and situations that we've not faced before. We're going through a pandemic causing great adjustment in our life, in all areas of our life, and top that with the unfortunate upheaval we find in our society at this time. These things can cause great stress, not to mention our own personal issues that we're dealing with, whether they're psychological or physical or different aspects, relationships, money, whatever is happening in our life at this time. But I wanted to share with you a couple of techniques that I have used throughout my life. They're very simple and they can happen very quickly, where you can reduce stress, you can let go of overwhelm, you can find direction when you're just not sure of what you should be doing in your life. So these things can be applied from the simplest, like, okay, I need to know some information. I need to quit worrying about this one situation and I need some direction. Or it could be, I don't really know what to do with my life. I'm not really sure what direction to go. So big overall overarching situation where you're looking for direction in your life. So let's just get started. One of the simplest ways that I have found to truly commune with your higher self, let go of all kinds of stress, is walking in nature. Just walking. Now, I'm not talking about walking, power walking or listening headsets with music or inspirational talks. No, I am talking about just walking freely and thinking, letting thoughts flow through, posing questions to your own self, and just analyzing, looking at things when you're trying to find some direction on a situation that's causing you confusion or lack of direction or whatever. Whether it's, like I said, a simple situation or whether it's just your overall life. Now, you might say, well, I can't get out to nature and walk in nature. I live in an apartment. Well, then walk in your neighborhood. The idea here is you are not interacting. It's not a time to run out and try to be friendly with your neighbors. This is a time where you are alone with you. You here and you above. And you are just flowing and you're walking. I know in my life, several major decisions that I've had in my life have been resolved, direction given, and decisions made when I was just walking, and mostly walking in nature, just walking. But your neighborhood could also be nature, the sun, the trees, whatever's there. But if you can get away and go out into true, more obscure nature, it's even better. But don't let that stop you. You need to move your body. Whenever there's stress, it's going to be manifesting not just in your mind and your feelings, but in your physical body. So you need to just get away, just walk. It's a stroll walk. Now, if you feel led to walk quickly or very slowly, you do whatever you're feeling the flow. Because if you're out in nature, you may want to walk and notice everything. Notice the little plants, notice the flowers, notice the trees, notice how the sun falls on the ground. Notice little bugs crawling on the ground. Whatever it is, you are letting go and you're letting energy flow. But here's the idea: stress and all of these confusion, overwhelm, it's all a lack of energy flowing. It's like almost like a damming up of this of your life force. So you need to get back out walking, just going forward and just presenting. If you have an issue you need to think about, okay, here's the situation. Just think about it. Let your mind flow with all the aspects of it and be open then in this relaxed state of letting go of everything and allowing thoughts to flow in and to give you direction coming from your higher self. I can give you an example of one time when I was walking in nature and I asked myself this question, and it could be very valuable to you if you're looking for a certain direction or whatever. And the question I asked myself was, if I could do anything right now, just in this immediate future, I was looking that way rather than just, an overall life goal. But I was just saying, if I could do anything right now to focus my energies, and money was not an issue, time was not an issue, no obligation was, there were no limitations whatsoever, what would I do? And at the time, as I was walking through nature, I was asking myself this question, and I answered myself that question, and I said, I would like to finish my degree because I had started my degree. Of course, I went to a year of college, I got married, had children, and life happened. And I took courses all through my adult life, but I never finished the degree. I was in the process, even still, of studying. And I just left it at that. And I said, okay, yes, that is what I'd like to do. I would like to do this. And I just let it go. And just when I got back home, it was just a matter of weeks until I received something in the mail, an opportunity to go to what was called the Washington Semester Program in Washington, D.C. for people who were like juniors or seniors. I was a junior, I think, or senior at the time. And I got this brochure. You go to this semester program and you focus on a very specific line of study. And the one was peace and conflict resolution. And my heart just leapt when I saw that. And I read over everything. And at the time, I was in a spiritual community. I had no resources. I had no money that I could go, and this was a very expensive program. And so I'm, look at that. Well, I put aside the brochure saying, very nice. I had my little dream about it. And that's it. I'm not in a situation where I could ever do that. Well, I kept getting this thought, pick that back up and apply. And I'm like, no, I'm not applying. There's no way I can do this. But that kept coming to me so many times. I finally just literally said out loud, okay, I will apply. But I'm not even going to consider going unless I get a scholarship. I didn't want to go into debt. Okay, I applied. Lo and behold, I got a scholarship. Now, mind you, it was just a small part of the scholarship, but that got my attention. And I thought, okay, maybe there's something here that I should be looking at, and maybe this is truly something I should be doing. So once I put my attention on it, once I started to focus on it, then all things started to happen. Miraculous things started to happen. And yes, I did end up applying for some student loans and different things that I could apply for, help and assistance. And this was an expensive program. Plus, it involved a trip to the Middle East because that's what we're going to be studying, the Middle East situation between the Israelis, Palestinians, and that whole conflict. And so everything started to come together. All the funds started to just come together. And I ended up they wouldn't give me a leave from my job that I had at that point. So I quit. And I knew this was the right thing. I was down to all but the last $3,000 that I needed for this venture. And I did not. I really had a heavy heart because I did not want to put it on a credit card, which I had, but I just did not want to do that. So I remember, though, I'm going into Washington, D.C. My husband and I drove the car out, all the way out there, and then he flew back, and I had the car with me then. And so I am going to the first day to register, finalize my registration and be starting classes. So I'm pulling out my credit card. I go and I get there and I give her all my papers and, everything. And she comes back and says, "Okay, great." And she gives me you have a refund of $80. And I'm going, "Wait a minute, something's wrong. A refund of $80?" And I said, "You better check this over." And she says, "Yes, she checked it. That's right." Here, I was given another scholarship by the university. I didn't have to put that last $3,000 on my credit card. Well, that is how making decisions, power of decision, really, the universe just moves everything to make it happen when you have that kind of decision and goal put out there. So that's my story, and that's one of the decisions in my life that was huge that I made. I did go to the semester program. I went through it, and it was one of the richest experiences of my life as an adult with young students. It was very interesting. But this all stemmed from that period of time when I was walking in nature and just allowing these ideas to flow to me, asking questions, answering questions, getting answers, getting inspiration. It's communing with yourself. And nature is one of the easiest ways, but you can do this walking in your neighborhood. You do not have to necessarily be out in a forest or a park or something, but if you have a park, whatever, it works. But get your body moving, walk, and let go. Don't be worrying about a situation. Don't be trying to figure out a situation. Just allow yourself to think, your thoughts, let your mind expand and be open to this flow. And you are also releasing the stress in your physical body at the same time. So it's important. Stress is something we can actually impose upon ourselves. And I discovered this very interestingly when we moved and we have a home here in Ecuador in South America. I traveled with a job in South America quite a bit, and you immediately notice the difference in the pace and the lifestyle. It's much, much more relaxed than it is in the United States, especially in city living. And people, you just really have to take many deep breaths and relax, relax, relax. That was one thing why we loved the culture here. So we came here, we felt a calling to come here basically. So we are here. And we would find all of a sudden at one point, we loved the freedom, the relaxation, but at one point, here we were starting to feel stressed. Oh, we got to do this and we got to do that. I mean, we still work with a nonprofit and such. And all of a sudden, it dawned on me, there's nobody putting stress on us. The lifestyle here is so relaxed, you couldn't possibly be stressed. We were putting stress on ourselves. So we have to recognize that we contribute to being stressed out. It's something we choose because we're allowing the environment, the turmoil in the world, or the issues we face on our job or with our family, whatever, we're allowing that to cause stress. Now, I'm not saying there aren't stressful situations. Absolutely. There are many stressful situations, but we do not have to take it on and internalize it. It does take some mastery, personal mastery of our emotions and our thoughts to not go there. But this is part of our spiritual growth. Bottom line, get your body moving, get out, walk, walk for an hour, walk for 2 hours, whatever it takes, walk every day and let life and your higher self, your I am presence, reveal to you the direction or the solution or whatever. But you're doing this jointly. You are thinking. You're not analyzing in the critical sense, but you're thinking, okay, if I do this or I do that, you're just open and you're getting energy flowing physically, emotionally, mentally. You're getting energy flowing once again, and then you have that direction. So that's one simple technique. The second one I'd like to talk about is a little different, but it's even simpler and easier, and that is I would periodically, in fact, I still do this to this day, I will just lay on the ground and say, Mother Earth under me and the sun, and I do this when the sun is shining, in the sun and the warmth of the sun, Father Sun, Mother Earth, heal me. You can do this when you're feeling physically coming down with something or whatever, anytime, but also psychologically, emotionally. Just heal me. I'm letting it all go to you. And the energies from the sun and coming up from the earth. Ideally, you want to be on grass or earth, but sometimes I've laid on tile or cement. But it's nice when it's just the earth. Mother Earth, the energies of Mother Earth, the energy of the sun, just heal me and let go. Just let go of everything. You can be so recharged with that simple action, and you don't have to stay there for an hour or two. You can be there only as long as it takes for you to just totally let go and let God, let your higher self move once again, healing energies coming from the sun and the earth and your own higher self, your own God presence that can heal you physically, emotionally, psychologically, anything burdening you, anything decision you want to make. Again, it's the same kind of process you can go through. So I hope these two things can be helpful to you, these two techniques that I've used all my life, and they have served me well. So I hope they will serve you too. I will see you again next week. Until then, remember, keep an open mind, a generous heart, and a powerful spirit. Thank you for being with me today, and if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, download, and comment. I'd love to hear from you, and your support is much appreciated. And don't forget, go to nancyshowalter.com to get your free electronic copy of my book, It's Okay to Be Rich, The Entrepreneur's Guide to Increased Wealth and Personal Mastery, endorsed by T. Harv Eker, and my free mini course, How to Speak Your Success, the shocking truth of how your words impact achieving your goals. I'll see you next week.